Today we're going to talk about Midnight Come Home to Azeroth with housing. So this is going to be a little bit more information about player housing that we are getting from Blizzard. Big things that go through this article is they really start digging deep into the neighborhoods and what the neighborhoods are going to kind of consist of within the environment. So there's gonna be different parts of the neighborhood that are themed differently. So we're gonna be going through those. Again, they're going to talk a little bit about basic and advanced modes for decorating. It looks like they're talking a little bit more about Founder's Point, which is for the Alliance, and Razorwind Shores, which is for the Horde, showing off some different decor pieces as well. Talking about the two types of neighborhoods, a little bit more about Endeavors, a little bit about the open house tour. They came out with this article September 2nd, so I'm kind of hoping they come out with another one at least like next month. My prediction on when I think player housing is going to release is I think it's going to release December 9th. And if it doesn't release December 9th, it's going to be very close to that. To talk about like early December, player housing was going to be accessible. At least I swear I heard something or read something like that. That's towards the end of Legion, like the end of Legion remix. I really do think it's going to be December 9th. I know that's the start of the end of Legion remix. Like that's their last little bit that they're going to be going into and letting people get like the rest of stuff that they want before they officially close it. I think beginning of January. I don't see them waiting until after that to do player housing. I think they're going to do it before, but then it's also been told that it will release with 11.2.7, which that hasn't been determined when that's going to be released yet. So who knows? I guess we're just going to kind of have to see when more information comes out. But I want to say beginning of December. That just feels right. That's where I think they'd be. Plus, it would be really smart for them if they were able to release it early December, because then you're getting into Winter Veil, holiday season. People are going to be so amped because I don't know, I feel like that's just a time of year anyway. People just like want to decorate and celebrate. And I just think it'd be a great time to release player housing. Beginning of December, one of the first big endeavors can be like Winter Veil themed or something. All right, let's take a look. So a house for everyone. Housing is for everyone in Midnight. If you want a house, you can have a house. One risk upkeep. Your houses are also shared amongst your warband, with your different characters being able to come and go as you fit. So your orc character can hang out in your alliance house without a problem. Housing rewards are also shared across your warband, allowing you to use your decor collection no matter which character earns it. If you have an alliance character and a horde character, both will be able to own one house in either the horde or the alliance neighborhood zones as well. Previous articles, they talked about how they didn't want any hard no's. They wanted to keep it as open as possible for players to express themselves. And something that they talked about was you can have a horde character in an alliance neighborhood. So you can have plot in an alliance neighborhood, but a horde character can hang out in that plot and in the neighborhood. We have some really nice pictures. This is kind of like the Westfall area. Then you have their more Elwyn looking forest. This is looks kind of like the downtown, like center of the neighborhood, where again you kind of have like that downtown area. I'm really curious like about these places, like how interactive they're gonna be, what we're gonna be able to do around them, or even, well, it looks like the door's closed, but definitely around them. It might just be more for decoration, making it look like a neighborhood ran by NPCs pretty much in that sense, so it looks like it's always lively. Got another, I want to say, I don't know if this would be an example of player house. It looks kind of like that downtown area of the neighborhood, or like the center of the neighborhood. This definitely is this is the example. So this is the outside of the house that they use in the housing tour, the interactive housing tour. I really love it. I love the lights. I think the lights are so pretty. Kind of make like a garland looking vine decor. So like inside your house, you can use this same decor piece to make it look like you have garland on your fireplace, but then you can also use it on the outside of your house to make it look like vines. I'm happy that they're not restricting what can go outside and what can go inside. Like obviously exterior pieces like a chimney or, you know, a roof can't like necessarily go inside the house, but there's a lot of decor pieces that can go inside or outside. This is like the spookier part of the Alliance neighborhood. I know that Horde players are disappointed that they're not getting more of like a Forsaken looking forest, but I'm hoping in future, you know, patches that they'll like release other themed neighborhoods that will have something for people who want more of that like Forsaken forest look. I just noticed though, this is a really pretty fountain in the middle, and you have like these beautiful like purple bushes around it. But yeah, you have like the cemetery look, doom and gloom, definitely a great little area if you want more of like a spooky spot. So this is the Alliance. So these example pictures are for the Founders Point, which is the type of neighborhood for the Alliance. And then we have the Horde neighborhood zone, which is Razorwind Shores. So part of the neighborhood is gonna have like an oasis feel. And so you're gonna have more of like oasis, maybe like troll like vibes. The water's really pretty. I like how the water runs kind of around it, through it. I love this little bridge that runs over it. Of course, your animals are gonna be a little bit more on like the tropic side. Then of course you have your orcish, like the Razorwind look with the orcish, the red rock up on cliffs and hangers and whatnot. And then again, you have more of that orcish red rock look. I don't know necessarily down here must be where maybe you're gonna enter kind of like the oasis area. But I mean, still, they do have some beautiful trees. They have obviously, you know, like small rivers running through, waterfalls, and so forth. But I'm hoping for the Horde that in the future, when they come out with hopefully more themed neighborhoods, that you're gonna see a little bit more diversity away kind of from that red rock look. 'Cause I know people were like, oh great, like orcish, like red rock. So yeah, I also feel like WoW kind of came out with more, they've released more photos for the Alliance neighborhood versus the Horde neighborhoods, is how I feel. I don't feel like there's as many photos, so maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe the Horde area will end up being a lot prettier than we realize. So just from, I'm saying like lack of photos, I just don't feel like they've released as many photos for Horde neighborhoods. It's not just warbands that cross factional lines, but friendships as well. So you'll be able to live in or visit your friends or guildmates' houses and their neighborhoods with minimal restrictions regarding factions. So again, that's really cool, because I actually have quite a few people that I know and play with that are Horde. They have Horde characters. So it would be a bummer if I wasn't able to just freely go and visit them or explore their neighborhoods. Something that kind of stuck out to me though is it does say, so you'll be able to live in or visit your friends or guild mates' houses. That live-in part, I need to do more research on that, because what that's telling me is that we can, I don't know what that means exactly, like live in. So maybe I'm looking into it a little bit too hard, but to me, I need more information on that, because to me, that sounds like I can live in my friend's house situation. So I need to do more research on that one for sure. Of embracing boundless self-expression. To help create the perfect living space, the housing feature offers a variety of tools for customization with the option to design in either basic or advanced modes. You'll also be able to collect a variety of home decor, select items, resize them, and place them anywhere in your home. I went over, so I made a little post that talked about the difference between basic and advanced modes. So it's like on my TikTok and Instagram and also my YouTube, because I was able to post it in the posting section. And so the really neat thing about basic or advanced mode when it comes to decorating the inside of your home is basic is exactly what it says. It's basic. So it really helps you click things together. Nothing's going through walls or floors. It's very easy to move things around and to place them. It helps you essentially decorate. So basic is a really good mode for people who are like, I want to decorate, but I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I want to decorate my house, whatever. Whereas advanced mode pretty much is a free-for-all. You can decorate however you want. So you can take pieces of furniture and you can put them through the wall, you can put them through the floor, you can put them on the ceiling or just literally floating in the middle of your house. And the neat thing is you can click between basic and advanced modes while you're decorating. So you don't have to completely stop and go through the whole process of resetting, going between basic and advanced. You can just click between them as you're decorating. So that can really help with getting certain styles or certain looks, because maybe you need basic in order to place an item a little bit easier in a certain section that you want. It's just gonna kind of clip there. Whereas advanced, oh, well, I want to do this garland look with these vines and whatnot on my ceiling, and so I need to be able to put it a little bit through the ceiling. So that's where advanced mode would be good. So I feel like they're doing a really good job with player housing so far, with just the way that you can even decorate with the tools that they're giving you. Also super excited, you can dye select items. So it's really neat. You will get a list of dyes. I assume there's going to be dyes that you can buy, but I bet there's going to be special dyes that you're either going to have to get from crafters, or you're going to have to learn you'd learn the recipe and a crafter would maybe do it, or some dyes might be locked behind reputation. You'd have to be a certain reputation with a certain clan, and once you reach that reputation, it unlocks for you to buy it. That's how Final Fantasy is anyway. With their dyes they have like a set of dyes that you could just go buy, or you have dyes that you have to do reputation grinds to get, or I don't think any drop. I think it's either you buy them from a vendor or you have to do reputation grinds and then buy them from that vendor once you're a high enough rep. So I figure they're going to be doing the same thing. There's going to be certain dyes that are super sought after. Something to always remember though, good little tip, don't just go onto the auction house and buy dyes, because what people will do is they'll go to vendors, like general vendor that anybody can access. They will buy the dyes, then they will turn around and put them on the auction house for an even higher price. This is done with like any items in WoW. I've seen that when I looking at auction house and figuring out that I can actually just go buy it at a vendor. But always remember to check to make sure you can't just go buy that dye or that decor piece or whatever yourself without any restrictions or anything. But make sure that you double check that, because it's really easy for people to do that. They will just take it and they'll just post it on the auction house, hoping you'll just pay the increased price. Oh, resizing items and placing them anywhere. So the resizing is really cool too. You can take any decor piece and you can make it like a small or really large. So it's just one of those, again, being able to decorate how you want and express yourself how you want, because you're able to take a piece and make it as big or large. So if you want a room full of really large furniture, you can do that, or you can do a room with like a bunch of small furniture, or you can style it however you want. It's gonna be really cool. You'll be able to create a home that reflects your unique style and achievements in Azeroth, whether you're looking to make the cover of Gadgets and Times or design a space that strikes fear into the hearts of your visitors. The housing feature offers endless possibilities for customization. The exterior of your home. Well, before we get into the exterior of your home part, obviously it's already been discussed, but achievements will also play a role in getting certain decor pieces. So that'll be another thing to look out for. I'm so curious. I'm so excited to see which decor pieces are popular. Decor pieces that are super sought after. And then I'm just like so curious about how the community is going to react to those decor pieces. So if it's an achievement decor piece that's like very popular that people want, I'm sure there's gonna be people that'll do paid runs so that they can help you get it, or professions are going to be a huge one, obviously, and I'm curious of which profession is going to be the most popular with certain decor pieces they can make. And then the economy of the auction house is going to be very interesting, because obviously there's going to be decor pieces people want, and then professions make them, and the people will be able to make them, and then they'll sell them for a high price. So anyway, I'm excited to see which decor pieces become popular in that sense. So this is the part of the article that I was talking about earlier about the exterior. So the exterior of your home will be customizable as well, using a similar functionality to the in-game barbershop, with 4 different themed kits initially available: Blood Elf, Night Elf, Orc, and Human theme. Choose different towers, windows, facades, and more. It's important to note that while your Horde characters can live in your Alliance house and your Alliance characters can live in your Horde house, you won't be able to use opposite faction exteriors in that neighborhood. This means that an Alliance neighborhood will always feature Alliance architecture, and Horde neighborhoods will always feature Horde architecture. Neutral architecture can appear in either neighborhood type. I do believe that, I swear they said it at one point that they were like, yeah, the exterior can be either, doesn't matter, but they went back on that. And so the exterior options you have are Blood Elf, Night Elf, Orc, and Human. Hopefully, though, in the future, in future patches and expansions and however they're going to be releasing new stuff for player housing, I'm hoping that they come out with other themed architecture, because obviously there's a lot of want for other ones as well. But I think it's smart that they're starting off small. That way, if something isn't working or it's bugged, they can fix it easier than if it was like they released a ton of stuff at the same time. All right, welcome to the neighborhood. Homes in World of Warcraft are separated by 2 neighborhood zones. So you have Founders Point for the Alliance and Razorwind Shores for the Horde. Each neighborhood is made up of roughly 50 plots of the same size, all of which contain a house. We want players with different preferences or for locations to find a plot that's perfect for them. Be they vibe-based or looking for something for a specific character. Some plots are placed far away from everything for the hermits among us, while others are grouped together in a small cul-de-sac of 2 to 3 houses, perfect for a small group of friends. Other houses are in larger groupings for folks looking for more hustle and bustle. So, cool thing, they are really making it to where you can choose where you really want to be. So if you want to be with a big group of people, if you want to be with a small group of people, or if you kind of want to be by yourself. These pieces are from the Epic Edition of Midnight. So you can get these pieces by pre-ordering the Epic version of Midnight. There's a variety of biomes in each zone, ranging from Founders Point spooky forest and autumnal farmland to the lush oasis and sideswept bluffs in Razorwind Shores. In both neighborhoods, you'll find a dynamic center hub area full of both NPC activity and endeavors. I'm so happy they're going to have NPCs. And the reason why is because I think it's just really going to add life to the neighborhood, especially because there's going to be neighborhoods that aren't as active as others. So if you're in a neighborhood that's not very active, at least you have like NPCs moving around, so it just doesn't seem so dead. So I'm happy that they're doing that. We know quite a bit already about public and private neighborhoods, so I'm not going to do too much into that. Just that public neighborhoods are controlled by the game, by the realm. They are created based on demand, so everybody would be able to have a house no matter what, and they'll just keep creating neighborhood after neighborhood to accommodate that. Endeavors and everything are ran by the server, so the people within the neighborhood are not choosing the endeavors, the server is. Whereas private neighborhoods, those are created by players, so either within a guild, for a guild, or with a charter. And they are in charge of running the endeavors. And essentially, endeavors. Cool thing about this is, I wish we could look a little bit. Can I zoom? Neat thing about these is you can see a picture of no endeavor activated, which you're going to see a little bit more of a bare downtown looking area. But when an endeavor is active, the theme of that endeavor is what pretty much essentially takes over and decorates your neighborhood. So this is a Mechagon endeavor, so it has Mechagon looking decor. So I think that's also really neat that they're doing it that way. And I guess too, as you go through the endeavors and as you're completing them, the more stuff starts showing up. So they show it through adding more and more decor from the endeavor. So I just think that's really neat. Endeavors are a neighborhood-wide activity open to anyone who lives in the neighborhood. Endeavors occur approximately once a month, and when a new endeavor becomes available, the neighborhood is provided with the opportunity to learn from various cultures and factions of Azeroth by completing different tasks. Players in private neighborhoods can choose from a selection of endeavors, though occasionally a set endeavor appears to highlight things happening in the world. In public neighborhoods, the game servers are responsible for choosing which endeavors are active. So the cool thing about private neighborhoods is you can choose from, like 3 options. You can take a vote, you can just have someone choose. It's like choice on how you want to run that. Whereas obviously public neighborhoods, it's chosen for them. Each endeavor has a group of tasks that are collectively completed by the neighborhood. As tasks are completed, more NPCs from that area show up, making various themed decorations available to the neighborhood inhabiting or even to visiting players from other neighborhoods, and the neighborhood changes visually to be decorated in that faction's fashion. The number of tasks required scales with neighborhood size, so a 50-player neighborhood will have to complete more tasks than a 10-player neighborhood. Similarly, if a neighborhood is less active, future endeavors for that neighborhood will also scale their requirements down to accommodate, which is nice because if you're in a neighborhood that you love and you're on a plot that you love and you don't want to leave that neighborhood, but it's becoming less and less active, but you want to keep doing endeavors, it'll scale to accommodate for that. So again, they're really making it very player friendly, and they're really honestly doing a good job at even making like individual player friendly. People who may not have as many people in their neighborhood or may not have a very active neighborhood, and so they're not getting left out or left behind, which I think is great. That's what's going to make player housing very special to a lot of people, because nobody's going to feel like left out in that sense, and so more people are going to want to stay, because it is hard to have like a whole active neighborhood. Like People come and go in WoW all the time. Again, I think that's just a really good choice on their part. A very rewarding experience. Players can earn rewards through a variety of sources. Whether you're buying from someone on the auction house, you've completed achievements such as defeating Anexia in her lair, making something using a profession, or just through adventuring, you'll have plenty of ways to add to your collection. Decor should come from everywhere and everything. We want you to find decor rewards in all sorts of gameplay, not just a single avenue. For example, while a specific jade inlaid bookshelf might come from a particular quest in Pandaria, other bookshelves could come from vendors, professions, or other varied forms of content. So, another thing that they're doing so good on is they wanted to make sure, and this was part of Taliesin and Evatel's interview, the devs talked about, they wanted to make sure that decor could be found through all types of play in World of Warcraft. And I think that's so special because it would be hard for people to get into housing if there was only really one way to get decor. Professions, for example. If you had to get decor through professions or you just could only buy them in the auction house, I feel like it would be hyped at first, but then it would get really old quick. So if you're like a big PvPer, you can earn decor through that. If you love raiding, you can earn decor through that. If you love professions, you can earn decor through that. You can earn decor by just completing things around Azeroth. And I love that. I think it's going to make people just really feel like I'm going to get my decor and then it's special to them, right? So the type of decor that you get from gameplay that you love is probably going to be special to you or things that you like versus somebody who doesn't do that content. PvP could have specific types of decor pieces that people who love PvP would want versus somebody who's more of like PvE would be like, oh, that's a cool piece of decor, but it's not my thing. PvP is not my thing. So again, I really am happy that they're doing that. Plus, they did really talk about how they're going to be incorporating decor throughout all the expansions. And I think that's just going to breathe more life into WoW. I'm really excited to see what becomes popular, what becomes so sought after with decor, because who knows, maybe that jade inlaid bookshelf is super sought after piece. So you're going to see people creating wonderful content like about here's how you get the jade inlaid bookshelf, and this is how I was able to decorate with this jade inlaid bookshelf. And I'm just very excited about player housing. It is something I have always wanted in WoW, and I think so far they're doing an absolutely fabulous job with it. They're so transparent on what they're doing. I trust them. I trust in the developers on what they're doing. I think they have a massive passion for this. They're doing it from their hearts, and I'm just really excited to see what it is or what it becomes. I think it's going to become such a massive part of World of Warcraft, and it's going to be its own thing. And as somebody who loves cozy games and decorating houses and plots and stuff, like this is just something that I have always wanted. I'm so excited. So down here, it does say begin your journey with the 11.2.7 content update. Players with Midnight will gain early access to housing, and all players will be able to begin collecting an assortment of starting decor items to prepare for the release of Midnight. We'll put out the welcome mat for you. They're so cute. I'm so excited for this. I think it's going to be so great. And then of course, if you guys are ever curious about more, they have this little section right here that kind of goes back into all of their past articles. So that's the end of this article. So for me to wrap it up, I'm going to say I'm extremely excited for player housing. I think the developers have put a lot of love and time into this. I think they're doing a wonderful job with their communication. I'm so excited for any future article releases on more information about player housing. My prediction for player housing release, I think it's going to come out December 9th. That's my prediction. So I'm curious of what you guys think, what you think the release date is going to be. But yeah, excited. And I know a lot of other people are very excited too. And I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. So yay!